Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to Sim Racing Bible. My name is Phil, and tonight we're back in Automobilista 2 because we are seeing the return of some community races. So super excited to be getting you guys back on track with us again, so that should be fun. The reason for this is that tomorrow we have the Masters Historic Racing Series taking place over at Donington Park for the weekend, which we're going to tomorrow, personally. And I thought, well, to get us in the mood, let's do some historic racing on Automobilista 2 at Donington Park. So that's exactly what we're going to do this evening. So we've got, as you can see, the likes of Formula Retros, some Minis, some classic GC cars, and maybe even some Fuscas action as well. So stay tuned for that. But for the meantime, let's go get the lobby started so people can come join in. So let's get ourselves here. And here we are. So we have our session ready to go here. The host, the lobby name is going to be Masters Racing, so if you wanted to come and join us, please do so. That's what it's going to be. Let's get it up and running. So starting off, we're going to try the Formula Retros to get going, and that means we have a choice of various different 70s single-seater Formula 1 cars. One of the classes that runs within the Masters Racing Series are the Formula 1 cars from 70s kind of era. So exactly this kind of period. So we're going to run with the Lotus 72, just because it's one of my absolute all-time favorite cars. So I'm going to be running that one. And so we'll see if anyone else wants to come along and join us. We'll have some more races coming up. Hopefully get some good grids going on as well. We usually get a good number of people joining in, albeit on a Saturday. So we're a little bit early this week because I'm not around this weekend to do a live stream on the Saturday, so we're going to do one right now anyway. So see if we can get some people online. There were people around on the servers that I noticed before, so hopefully some of them will be tempted to come and join us for some racing this evening. It's completely open to anyone, so you don't have to be fast, you don't have to be in the top percentile of drivers on Automobilista 2. You can be whatever level of driving at all, and it's more than welcome to come join us. So here we go. So yeah, historic racing is my one of my favorite things in motorsport. I love all things historic and the variety of cars that you get on track and the noises and the sounds, and it's just amazing. So looking forward to doing some historic racing on AMS2. Hopefully we can get it going. Obviously it's normally a little bit quiet to start off with, so see if we actually put some practice on and then see if we can get going. So 15 minutes. Oh, that's don't want that. Although 15 minutes. You'd have real weather. The standard weather would be absolutely fine. So we'll vote to start, and then we'll get the server up running, and we'll do some driving while we're waiting for some people to come join us. Hopefully we'll get some people joining in during practice. But it gives us a bit of a sneaky chance to get used to this car. We've not driven for a little while. So obviously there's some H-pattern gearbox action going on. So we'll some fun with that. And I leave it as sunny and dry because except we're in the pitch black, which isn't going to work very well. Out of that second. Reset that. Driving around in the pitch black in single seater with no headlights is probably not the greatest of ideas. We'll get that server back up and running again. Done its thing. Change the name again. Start time midnight. Yeah, great idea. Save that. Let's go again. Start. Anyway, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining us again this evening. Hopefully you have fun watching our racing antics this evening. Have some good racing and then sliding some old cars around. We're at the National Circuit of Donington Park as well, so we haven't got the Grand Prix loop. So let's... Although we got the auto pit lane on, but that's okay. Let's go experience some DFV goodness. A little bit of understeer to start off with, but we've still got old tyres, so take it nice and easy down the crane of curves. Soundless thing. Through Starkeys and towards McLean's we go. Difficult corner this one, got to get it slowed down nice and early for the right-hander. Leave the power in gently. It's a compass blind entrance. Double apex, so you have to kind of let the car feed out to the left. And then down the main straight. Chicane. Very key point to get it right on the lap this one because it's so easy to kind of strike for track limits over those curves. We've got a little temperature in the tyres now so we can try and go a little bit quicker. Oops, so we missed apex at red gate, but it's okay. Pretty wild down there. The old hairpin. Still going to slow it down. Marty's here. Hey, Marty. Gonna bring some braking points back. It's just going a little bit too deep into some of these corners. They aren't modern brakes and you're certainly approaching them very quickly indeed, so we need to make sure we get it slowed down. So we've done a 104.0, there's plenty more left in that. Courtesy of trying to actually get some of these apexes. The old hair, a little bit sideways on the exit, but nice little bit of rotation to get us into the corner. I'll keep over to the left as much as possible through a little kink there to open up the entrance to McLean's a little bit more. Need to get more used to the car now, so going too deep into the chicane again. Managed to get it stopped though. Good chunk of time off there, 7 tenths. As flat as we can down the craners. That's what happens when you put the power down too early and too aggressively in second gear at the hairpin. Quite sensitive on the steering. And of course you've got the added interesting element of having smaller front tyres than you do rear tyres by quite so much, and the rear tyres are absolutely enormous on this car. push on just that little bit too hard. Keep up the grass. Yeah, I'll try, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go mowing in this thing. That's right, Gareth. Blame that on you. Okay, let's go back to the garage. So, what have we got to play with in terms of setup? Yeah, quite a bit. Trying to get an idea of what could possibly help on the car. I mean, obviously it's needing a little bit of help on the front end, getting that into a corner, which could be down to roll. Let's try and soften the front end of your rollbars up just a little bit. See what happens. Any difference whatsoever? Hopefully we get some people joining us. If not, we'll just have to do some offline stuff. Or just change it up to something which someone might be more willing to drive. Let's see. Build our tyre tents up again. By softening the front anti-roll bars off, kind of utilise more mechanical grip. These older cars aren't as stiff as you would get in a modern race car, so there's a lot more movement in the chassis. So sometimes having a softer anti-roll bar on the front can actually help with improving mechanical grip. So that's the theory behind it. See if it actually works in practice. To get rid of space or something? Do you not have the space to keep it anymore? Or by the sad emoji, I assume that you were reluctant to do that. It's a little bit better actually on turn. To help my right foot so it's not so sideways coming out of these corners. A little bit of sideways is required, but it's not massively so. Ah, you're moving. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh. No one would buy it off you then, is it not in saleable condition? The cuts there. Driving these things in a period where you didn't have the luxury of such runoff. And things left to catch you were things like trees and awkwardly placed barriers and these other things waiting to just catch you out. Driving on the limit and balancing them through corners sideways is quite a skill. Too much work, yeah, it's a shame. Putting in some work now as well by the looks of things, it's just quite feisty. We did go quicker though. We're down to a 1:03.0, so we're taking a second off our lap, our initial lap anyway. So not too bad so far. We're enjoying this, which is a shame. We'll keep our hopes up, and if not, we'll just have to change the cars to something else. It might be a bit more appealing, which we might do to start off with, and see if we can get some people in. We'll get on some minis. I think people like minis. Try that. Right. Set up our server again. It takes a while to do the looking for sessions to join before you can actually do anything. Here we go. Great new. Racing. And go down. Very bottom. Mini. Components. Identical. We just want minis. We don't need the Lotus in here just yet. And see if we can entice some people to come and have a play. I know it's probably not prime racing time on a Thursday evening, but you never know. Some people around, so some interested parties. I'll see if we can come back to the Formula cars later on, maybe. So yeah, so you're moving then, Marty. That's I think I remember you saying you were selling the farm or something, weren't you? But yeah, so exciting times ahead by the sounds of things. Get into it. So the little Mini then, 1.27 litres. What a big engine for a Mini, really. 108 horsepower. Also need 4-speed gearbox to worry about. There are going to be lots of 4th to 3rd changes around Donington, not too many low-speed corners to worry about. Yep. Very different car to the Lotus 72. Didn't want to go down to second that early because it was on the rev limiter. Just managed to extract ourselves out of the gravel. Okay. Our first excursion in the main. Let's try and our X slightly, shall we? Offers coming in next week, are they? Okay, hopefully you get what you want for it. Running off. There we go. First invalidated lap time of the evening. Shall be more to come of those. Car moves around an awful lot on the skinny little tyres. Again, front wheel drive, so you have to keep a little bit of throttle on just to front end biting down to the chicane. So we can negotiate this easily enough. Steer everywhere. Right. I think I seem to remember with this car what we do in the setup side of things to improve that. Stiffen that up. That off. Anything you can do on that other than boost pressure, really? And there's any boost going on. There we go, we got someone who's joined us. It's good. New minis would be too good to resist. snowball effect. I think when people see that there's more than one person in the room, then they're more willing to give it a go. At least this time we managed to keep it on the track, coming out of the pits through Red Gate. Hey Steve, I'd like to join Thrustmaster wheel packed in, trying to get a very frustrating. Oh, it's okay, don't worry. Sorry that your wheel has failed you. Have you managed to find somewhere to get it repaired? Or are you just waiting on bits from Thrustmaster themselves? If we had to be delicate with the Lotus 72, we have to be even more delicate with this, just to coax it through the corners without causing massive understeer. The chicane. Just very gentle right foot, I think, is the name of the game for this one. It's just all over the place. Yeah, there we go. That's expected, I suppose. That's where you use the grass to have that little bit of extra rotation into the old hairpin. When you run on too deep, grass is your friend. I wish that was intentional. I feel quite right doing this with a Formula rim, but you know, needs must. So we've got some people coming in and out. We've got some people in the session, which is good. But the left tyre is starting to get quite warm, which is unsurprising really around here because there's a lot of right-handed corners. If we're using a little bit too much throttle trying to get this thing through the corner, it's always going to heat that tyre up. So this time, let's try and get ourselves a lap on the board. Wide first corner. That's it. Steve says I took it to the computer shop where I have the computer over. I think it is the power supply. Okay. It's a common thing on Thrustmaster wheels. Right. Well, hopefully, if it's just the power supply, then that should be a reasonably straightforward fix. Or is it just not moving at all when you plug it in? No force feedback whatsoever. Front left's already yellow. Toasty. Yeah, down to chicane. This time we've managed to keep it all four wheels on track. There we go. So that was a 1:33.4. Going around us a little bit there. Let's see if we can do something about that tyre temp issue by by changing some tire pressures. So let's put that one up just a little bit on that side, although it's naturally off. Down. Give that a go. See if we can keep that a little bit more under control. Still turning when I come out of the pit lane, even though it's not me driving. Carter's here. Hey Carter, what car are you in? This is the classic Mini Cooper S that we're in to start off with. Okay, down the straight, so that's good. Join in. So normally I wouldn't bother doing asymmetrical setups, but in case of tyre pressures, especially around here, I think that might not be required for this particular car. Temperatures as we go. Try and reduce the amount of sliding we're doing over the surface of the track as well, which is obviously not going to help our situation one bit. Current and next laps related, of course. I'm saying that particular chicane is one that you do have to avoid going too deep into, because you throw everything away for yourself and the next lap. This one's a write-off as well. Going. To the planes once again, keep it over to the left. Straighten it up so you have a much straighter run through the corner. So here we go. So if you missed the start of the stream, the reason we're doing this particular type of stream this evening is because I'm going to Donington tomorrow to watch the historic Masters event there. To get us in the mood, we're doing some historic racing. So if you are going to the Masters event tomorrow as well, feel free to come say hello if you see me there. I'm also going to British GT on Bank Holiday on Monday at Donington Park. So weekend of motorsport. Sideways entry into red gate that time round. So the tyre temperature's coming up on that left. So far not quite as hot as it was. Maybe it is after the old happen. So we get checking it in there. Tyres, trying to do absolutely everything in this car. Braking, steering, and putting the power down. Seems they're one of feeling the pain at the moment. bounce around at all. We've got people in the session, but it must just be on other parts of the track. Don't worry guys, I will get the final chicane right one of these times. Have a quick look at some times which are on the board here. So Racel is in 1:39.2. Don Sunjoy 1:40. Comfy Flip Flop 1:41.2. And Empty Hat's in here as well. Box at the moment. Here these guys are getting on. Oh, there you go. They've got a couple of people on track at the same point here. So to Compass. Who's that following? And that's Dancing Joy following Racer. And then here's a couple of Fox going across the line now. There's P2 with a 1:35.8. Nice wide line into Redgate, just maximising the entire width of the circuit. Desperately trying to get the power down as well. Taking some liberties with the grass on the inside by the looks of things. Zilla's also popped up in a 1:35.0 now. Finding time all the way through. Empty Hat's on track. We would have seen the wrong part of the track at the time because there was just no one around. They're all here. We've got 30 seconds left to practice, then we'll get into qualifying, and then we can do some racing with these things. That's a little bit too excitedly down the Craner curves. Ends up in the gravel. And goes again. Right. 7 seconds left. Won't be enough time for these guys to finish off. I think it'll probably just proceed straight on. And then they'll have time to finish off, so. If there's any improvements late on in this session before we go into qualifying. We might not qualify, we might qualify soon. Is that a cut then on the he's hitting after that. Donson Joy improve. Doesn't look like it. So there we go. Practice done. So let's go into qualifying mode. Right, let's do what we can here with fuel. So we don't need 11 laps of fuel. Let's do 4 laps just to give ourselves a little bit of leeway, just in case we have some runoffs. Here we go, out on track. Still in their garages behind, so we have the track to ourselves as we come out. I do think that the tyre overheating issue could be tricky in the race. It's a 10-minute race, so it's not going to be massively long, but there's a very real chance that it might get a little bit slippy towards the end with the tyres getting too hot. GSA and Dad's joining the action as well. Settled in on our out lap so we can get a good push on our first flying lap and make sure we don't cut the chicane on our out lap because it'll just be disastrous. We won't get a lap in at all. There we go. We've got a nice nice and neat through here. Maybe not the most amazing of exits off there, but at least we have the opportunity to get ourselves a lap time. That's the main thing. So here we go, over the line. We're flying up with Donington Park National in the Mini. Nice and straight in their brake line. It's too late. This one will just have to be a bank lap because that was not a great first corner. Too deep off there as well, because that's the spot where you can lose a lap time. The curbs feel vicious in this thing, and they are enormous compared to the wheels. Kept it in bounds, that's the important thing. But the line is a 1:33.2. Our first flying lap. Very well done. Already getting rather warm. It's taking out the floppy markers. It's already been a bit more of a neater lap. We are up on our first split as well, so that's good. Around the 10th up in 2. Through lanes as well. You really do have to try and feel where the grip is when you actually gain the traction down with this thing, because the front wheels just spin so freely, it's washing out. Maybe 4/10 up on this lap. Be a good improvement. Yeah, it's a 1:32.795. Just about got that under control going in there. We're just sliding all the way into the apex. Now, Hollywood. Front right's getting warm now as well. People being a bit aggressive with it or something. Turned in a bit too early then, but we're okay. How many laps have we done? This is only the 3rd lap and my front tyres are just like, no more, can't take any more. White's why, I'm not sure why I went down to second here, but I haven't been doing that all evening. I decided to do that. Surprisingly, that was slower. Okay, let's... I reckon... Maybe we put the tire pressures down. Lower them down a bit. I say a bit, I mean a lot. 7 minutes anyway, so we'll give that a try and see how that works. DCR Works is here, hello! Looks like my old Mini 850. Yeah, no, it's definitely an old classic Mini. With a central speedometer. Bend all the valves by having it in first gear coming out of the pit lane. See what the handling's like with really low tyre pressures. Does feel very different. Oh, cheers, Dad's gone off. Stage left. More nervous with the low tyre pressures. See if it's dry. The wheel feels very different as well with the tyre pressure adjustments. It feels heavier. Because you've got more contact patch on the ground because the tyres essentially squashing into the ground more because there's less pressure holding it round at the bottom. So in theory you should get more grip because you have more tread surface area touching the ground. But you also get a bit more drag because you have more rolling resistance because you've got more friction happening between the car and the ground, so it requires more effort to move the car, so a bit of a trade-off. Let's see if we can get a reasonable lap time out of it. The state, let's see what the tyre temps do. Too bad. Give them an old classic Mini, they're such giant killers, especially in the historic touring car class, which these will be running in this weekend. Against the likes of Cortinas and Mustangs and Ford Falcons, etc. Definitely a formidable opponent in the wet. But even in the dry they can give the bigger engine cars a run for their money. They just have so much more cornering speed available to them. They've gone quicker by half a second. 32.2. Hello. There's GSAM Dad who's appeared out of nowhere all of a sudden. So it didn't feel particularly quick, but it was half a second quicker, so something in that. Another reason why F1 teams always have their tyre pressures as low as they can possibly get away with. The trade-off is any different on the tyre temps. Second down because of that weird moment at turn one. still getting quite warm on the front end, so it's going to be something we're going to have to deal with. Look after those tyres a little bit in the race as well, I think, is the order of the day. Go back and see how everyone's getting on. So we've got Rayzilla is on a 32.9. Commandant Lassard is on 34.9. We've got a couple of close battles developing as well. So see how everyone's getting on. Rayzilla's got someone who's just come back on track in front of him. Who's that? Donkey Bong, who's just out behind Rayzilla. So here he comes into Old Hairpin. Nicely done. Found the apex and slid it through there beautifully. In this car, I also haven't driven them forever. That's alright. All good. Open to all levels of ability, so we're welcome. Diving on the brakes as he hits the middle pedal. So I'm taking a short route to the chicane. Everyone else is getting on, so this is Commandant Lassard in the yellow and black livery. USA end up into the chicane. Some network lag going on there, but it's okay. Everyone's playing on the beach. Coming back on in front of all the other minis. Thankfully in qualifying they have the ghosting mode so that they don't clash into each other and ruin your lap. This didn't help that I left it twice when I realised my wheel was in the 180 position. So as soon as you went to manual, it's gone. Just keep an eye on this one. I think he's I don't know if he's trying to crash into his on purpose. We'll have to keep an eye on. Alright, 56 seconds left in the qualifying session. A couple of people left out on the track. Improvements going on here. Actually, qualifying is now saying it's completed, so I'll get things going very shortly. Go. Session over. Maybe to finish, put some fuel back in as well. That's going to be important. So it's a 10-minute race, and we're doing 1:32. So 1.5 should give us 5 laps. I would have thought in a 10-minute race, but I'll put 10 laps in, more than enough. And okay. Jump on track. Here we get on. Waiting for 2 other people to get going. So first race of the evening in the minis. So there we get on. Bit of a smaller grid, but Still enough for a race, that's the important thing. Ready up here. The pole is showing as being on the outside for turn 1, which is interesting. Have to get ourselves a good start so we get down to the first corner and keep our position. Have to wait and see. So one more to go, and then we can race started. I do love a bit of classic touring car action. It is very good. You said it's got fuel consumption is off, correct? Is on? Because I didn't check that. And we pit off. Alright. Up and running. So here we go. Let's get first gear. Probably the only time we'll actually use this. Anyway, yeah. Rolling a little bit on the start, but working away. As we have had a good start. A bit of space on the inside. One to the right, racing it up into the lead. Big slide into the old hairpin on that one. So we've got an overlap on the outside here, which will then turn into the inside from the planes. Door closed. Pressure on Marty says time to put down the drink. Do the mini racing thing and keep in the slipstream here. But, others are holding on behind as well, so that's good. Let's try and assess the situation there. So we've dropped a second off the start. See where we might be a little bit quicker, maybe. The old hairpin seems to be the one. We've got a bit more of an overlap this time, just to be braver on the brakes. That was too late on the brakes. Some very cooked tyres by the end of this as well. Good awareness from Racilla. To know that I was coming through quite hot. Left in space and then come back on the inside, so well played. Right, there's bumper now though. Let's see if we can cause a little bit of a something to think about. Nice and close racing, this is the curves once more. Get that better run out of the old hairpin maybe. He's gone right. That's us, we're through. Now it's his turn to do the stalking. I've got to keep it together, that's the main thing. Right with us still. Mirror makes it look like he's further away, but then it's usually the case. Track limit warning. 3 of those to go. Keep off that now. Don't brake too late in turn 1. Watchful eye on us at the moment. Definitely make quicker through the old hair. Not much. Age before you can actually get full throttle down out of there, just because I'm going to run out too far to the left. I just had to answer the phone to work. Hello. Tricky thing to do one-handed, especially with this thing. A little bit of a gap now, just a little bit. Left in the race. Just taking out the markers. Oh yeah, who that was. Also another corner like that, which is quite deceptive. You think you get yourself into the apex there and you start putting the power on hard, but it still tightens up a little bit on the exit, so you can't just accelerate. You have to wait a little bit until you're a little bit further around before you can start applying the power fully. So chicane, 2,000ths slower than the previous lap. He's still with us though, he's not dropped back. Loose through turn 1 that time. So I had the wooden spoon in the bag too. Oh, it's a shame. here, he's right with us again. Too quick into there. This will be the last lap as we cross the line, one more to go. And he's right there. We have to defend into Redgate. Oh, he's got to run. Yes. Back. Just got a little bit close down Hollywood there. Fancy going side by side through corner curves, obviously. This is a bit of a hairy moment doing that. Tyres have gotten themselves to an orange state, but they've kind of stayed there, so it hasn't got worse, which is a good thing. Lap times have dropped off significantly. This should be the checkered flag, I would have thought. Let's cross the line here. It is. Flash of the lights. Very good. Good racing. Alright. First race in the bag. A good little tussle there. Had to concentrate a little bit there just to fend them off. Lassard comes home in third. Right axe looking livery. Alright, so next up we're going to carry on the touring car action, but we are going to pick up pace slightly. We're also going to include some GTs. We're going to do a bit of multi-class racing, I think, on this next one. Give some people some choice of car to drive. Racial marshalls. There we go. Right. Very good. Okay. Back to the lobby. We'll get going for the next one. So, quite a popular car in Automobilista 2, this next car, or one of the cars in the classes. So, do this then. So, we're going to choose. I'm going to go with the BMW Turbo, but we're also going to. How do I change it to. I don't know. Rules and regulations. Not onto that. Oh, looks like I'll have to restart the server to get to do multi-class paint. But never mind. We'll just do some 2002 turbos then, shall we? races. I said it was a very good race. So, Marty says, "Oops, I had focus on second monitor at the start. Oh no." Simracing says, "That's really not seen you online for ages. I'm off to Donington tomorrow. Are you? Well, we're going as well. So if you see me with my SRB cap on, come say hello. To go and meet up. Classic F1 on sports cars. Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it? Good stuff." We'll just have to do some 2002 turbos and then can't seem to change it to multi-class from inside the lobby. I'd have to go back and restart it, so that's okay. We'll joining as we go, so either way, a grid full of 2002 turbo should be fun anyway. What are you most looking forward to, Sim Racer, tomorrow then? Out of the lineup? Particular car that you're interested in seeing? I'll be the one with in a flat cap with 7 tons of camera gear. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll probably be having my camera with me as well. Not always easiest to get into the action at Donington. You're a long way back in a lot of places, but there are options. Okay, here we go. Green suit of it's raining. It's supposed to be quite nice weather, actually. Should be quite good. Try and get out of this person's boot. There we go. Oh, you're a Lotus 270. Yes. The 270s are ace. Got some rear end action going on. Whereas the Mini was loose at the front, BMW is very much loose at the rear. Let's see how we can get on with this thing without turning into an absolute drift fest. Go on, the Lazar's gone. Nice big long slide out of the coppice. There's a Ferrari Daytona there last year as well. I know there's some Daytona Cobras going this year. Probably good. The many cars in the very nice fleet of Jordan Racing Team cars. This thing's very loose. Funky's here. Hey Funky. Just home, showing us the start. Oh, that's okay. No problem. Do the mini race. Oh, I should have taken practice off. Oh well. Next one. Wrestling match for this thing. Sort of Tolman, is it the Tolman TV on it for? Yeah, they were doing some. They did do some Grand Prix car demonstrations at Benetton as well. catch the footage from the Goodwood members meeting where we had some nice demo runs of some V10 Formula 1 cars. So lap time comparison so far, fastest 27.5, so we're about 5 seconds lap different with Mini, but then you'd expect us to be significantly quicker, even with its wild handling from the rear. But despite throwing it sideways pretty much everywhere, the tyres so far are not complaining too badly. Margin, that's how I drive when I only turn on my wheel in 2 months. Oh, okay. That's fine. No, it's completely open, Funky. Come join us if you want to. Hello. Had some resistance around the first corner. Yep, open session, so no password. Feel free to come join us if you would like. Yeah, it's called Masters Racing. Mic's pretty low. I've turned down the game audio, but a bit more, so it's a bit. I can't turn the mic up, it's on maximum, but turn the game audio off a little bit. The Simracer says hopefully Marco Verna will be out with his Lotus 76. Yeah, so I think yeah, someone else has said the volume's too low on the mic, so I'll just drop the game audio down just a touch more again. Hopefully that's a bit better this time. Alright, so Funky says we'll try and set up for the next race, so if you require any additional motivation, Funky, some of the next races may involve buskers. I know they're not technically on the bill for the Masters weekend, but you still class them as historic race cars, I suppose. Especially if you can class things like Aston Martin DBR9s as historic race cars these days. I'm sure the odd Beetle won't be too unwelcome. Slow down. Hopefully the volume sounds are a bit better for you guys now, so they're not so loud. Oops, that is not the a breaking point. Yeah, right. MS2 really looks great, so Simracer. It's your second favourite old car sim after AC. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the AC Legends pack in Assetto Corsa is really good. Do like that. We need some touring car versions. Well, I think they have got some, haven't they? But yeah, a bit more of a grid on that. But yeah, I do like Automobilista 2's historic content. It is good. Where are we sitting? We're at 27.5. Mal is at 128.9. Eric S 133.2. Yes, AM Dad's back in again after his phone call. There he's on a 36.6. Michelle Rock 37.6. So yeah, again some close battles to be had. Oh, some glad audio is better. That's good. Although sometimes it might be better if you didn't hear what I was saying. You might prefer it, who knows. Here we go. Minutes left of free practice. Anything we want to do setup-wise? I know the rear end is very tail happy. I wonder if there's anything we can do to quieten that down a touch. What do we do with that? Let's half the anti-roll bar size. I know we do a lot of anti-roll bar work, but usually my go-to for quick fixes in car setup if required. We don't tend to dive into it too much on stream because otherwise we'll be there forever. Don't ruin anyone's lap. Clairvoyance with us. So by softening the rear anti-roll bar, as mentioned earlier, it supposedly gives more mechanical grip. And in doing so, it should make it a little bit more easy to tame on the rear end. Still wants to go sideways, but it's maybe not quite as leery as it was, so do a couple of laps and see if that makes a difference in terms of lap time. We're chasing 27.5. First flying lap with the new setup. Someone's building sandcastles. It was a very late apex. Really are just holding on, going to the old hairpin. Right, before there's a bit of a cut on the inside then, but we're okay. He's joined the session. It's good. Very marginally up on our quickest time so far. Yeah. Michel Larocque, third quickest so far, ahead of us. So sort of 2/10. We had a good chunky time to the final chicane that time through. So that was a 27.3. Left. And the cranes. Oops, someone's connected too much left. Yeah, BMW 2002 seems a bit more popular. We've got 13 drivers in the session. It's going for the sideways attack through Coppice. This is a nicely balanced looking car, though, isn't it? It's just got all the right proportions. It's very good. We're gonna have a little bit of rail driving in there for a second. It's gone. There's cars everywhere. Fosky brings all the boys to the yard. Yes. There's a lyric in there somewhere. Let's mix it around now, throwing it around for fun. I think it did settle the rear down a touch. It's still very sideways, but and that's the end of practice, and we're straight into qualifying next. So let's see how we go with this. So a few more cars on the grid. It should be fun. Go back to... Okay, let's take some fuel out of it and put on a litre a lap. That's very handy. Again, 4 laps would be enough. What have we got here? 27.3, we're on 28.6. 28.9, 30s, 32s, 33s. Funky's keeping us all guessing with his pace. He's just going to put in a rapid lap right in the dying moments of qualifying when we get going for that. Last minute movement in practice there as well. We move on to qualifying. Okay, 15 minutes worth of quali to get the absolute best lap time in as possible. So low 27 should be what we're aiming for in qualifying with fuel out. So we're tired 10%. By doing that, it's going to go sideways everywhere. That's what it kind of wants to do at the moment. Not the ideal warm-up lap. No. No. Right, let's go. Scrub off all that dirt that we just picked up all over the grass and things. It's nice to have a grid full of BMWs. Need to find a sorry my bad key. An oops key. Oops, someone's missed the chicane. People more joining there in qualifying, which is good. Right, let's get it stopped for turn 1. blades cut into the right there before the flip left. Frankie's guessing his lap time himself. More reserved first lap just to make sure we get a lap time on the board, and then we can start throwing a little bit more at it as we go. So brake conservatively early. Track all to ourselves at the moment. So that is a 1:26.6, so we've shaved quite a bit off with our low fuel. It's quite nice through Redgate. For a moment that I wasn't expecting to make the old hairpin, but we did. Frankie's creating 11s in the grass. Bit of a hold of him to McLean's, but that's okay. So like I said, I didn't use a second monitor for other than chat, say for SimHub. I only have one monitor. I don't have two. So my chat is actually on Streamlabs overlay on the same screen, so you can see everything all on one screen. It is fun sliding this car around. You almost need one of those fake horizon gauges so you can see just how much the car's rolling around through some of these corners. Some tyre smoke as someone lights it up on the exit of the compass. Thanks, Eric. You kindly let us through there. Try and up here for a lap time opportunity. Calm things down a little bit, try and get a nice clean lap on the board. Hello. Nice big long slide. like a slightly needed lap so far. Let's see what the second split says. We set a good first sector. The second sector is just as good. Yep. Not quite much though. Overall. Close, but not quite quick enough. There's a nice big grid going on here now. Have a look, see how everyone's getting on. So we have Main up in second on 27.4, 8.7, or 8 tenths off. Good. Here's the Commandant in third. Michelle Rock in fourth as well. Ooh, all very busy at Redgate with some cars everywhere. Oh, where did that guy come from? Goodness me. Robert Taylor's watching. Hey Rob, how are we doing? What's Funky up to? Funky's on a 33.3 in his nice red BMW. Marty says this should be spicy or sliding. It's probably going to be both, actually. Looking by how things are going so far. There's all sorts of shapes being thrown out on track. Poopville. Alright. Interesting name. And towards Redgate and two yellowy lime green BMWs. Someone's parked up on the exit. There's cars everywhere. Someone else recovering from a moment. X-Gog. Down Craners. 5 minutes to go in the session. Look at how good Donington is. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful circuit. It's especially fun in cars which slide around, such as these. So. Ooh, it's getting close at the top. Miles only put in a which is well, under 2 tenths behind, so we gotta go and see if we can extend that lead at the front. I'm getting that close. Let's try again. Go into second gear so we don't buzz the engine on the way on track. This time we'll see if we can get a better warm-up lap without exploring the infield. We're going to do it anyway. This time we're just going to explore the outside. Nope, now we're going to explore the inside. Same thing. Desperate to try and warm the tyres up with a bit of sliding action, but because there isn't actually any grip, so... Funky says, I got round once, good enough for me. Well done, Funky. So we can get inside number 21 here. Just over 3 minutes left, so I should be able to get a lap in here, just to avoid Michelle Rock coming down to the final chicane. It's picking now, that's okay. Someone's coming out of pit lane, we should be clear of them though. Here we go. Right, let's try and our time. Well, I'm surprised I got to keep that lap time with how aggressive I took the inside curve of the corner curves there. Still on board. Oh, hello. That's just throwing that time away, I think. Leaving in third for Compass. I'm going down to second, but I don't think it's the go. I'm going to have to leave in third and just use the torque if I can. Try that next time around. And unsurprisingly, we have lost that time that we did have. Lost even more with that. Yeah, I think it does kill the tyres. Probably not quite as much as the Mini. Sorry. I know he was coming out of the pits, but didn't mean to just completely block him off like that. Well, there's not going to be any lap time improvements this time around. Just have to make do with what we've got. Trying too hard towards the end then. But it's just so fun just going sideways, you just can't help it, can you? I know it's not quick, but you gotta do it. Yeah, we're up to 20 now, Marty, which is good, so a bit more of a grid going on here. So what's the gaps looking like? So top two very, very close, and it's 1.4 back to third, but then we've got 3 within a tenth there, so that's pretty close, and then we've got some more close battles further on down the grid. Let's see, so let's have a good run out of there for final flying laps, see if anyone else is going to be on for an improvement as we go into the closing stages of this qualifying session. Lots of sideways action. I think surviving lap 1 is going to be quite important. Not running too deep into turn 1 as well, I think is going to be a thing to watch out for. And obviously now I've said that that's going to happen, so look out for that. Garcia going into turn 1. These have all completed their laps by the looks of things. It's just under computer control. Improvement there, jumping up to 11th. Any other people on fast laps? Oh, that one's gone. Final corner for Amal. And that one's not going to improve either. Okay. I think everyone else is pretty much sorted their qualifying laps out now. So we'll just wait for the clock to tick down and then we can get into the race. Let's put some fuel back in again. So again, 10 minutes running, what are we running? 126s, so I'm going to put in 11 laps. More than enough, obviously, but out with a bit of weight over the rear end. That's my thinking anyway. A bit more of a varied grid here with nationality, so that's good. Alright, so we managed to qualify P1 for that one. Only just. Mal gave us a very close run on that. Go through to the race section. Give everyone a chance to get their fuel in. $21 cars in total, so good. On the ready list. I mean, this thing in the wet would be just mad, wouldn't it? I'm glad it's dry. Slide you around enough as it is. One last person joining in at the very last minute. Have to make it in if they're quick. Couple more waiting to we're ready, and then we're on our way. Yeah, it's a very unique car, the 2002 Turbo. Very tricky to drive. Actually, you got to be quite balanced with it. You got to actually give it a bit of finesse to be quick with it. It's not something that you can just throw around and expect it to grip. I mean, it does have a good amount of control on the limit, but yeah, it's very easy to go too far, as you've seen a couple of times already. So you still need to be still need to balance it. Right. Seconds until we all go anyway. I'm waiting for the very last. Right, first gear then. Thinking with everybody else. Here we go. Even though I got clutch on, I'm having to hold it on the brakes and use the clutch and pull away, so a bit tricky. I'm not going to close the door because there's a car around the inside there. Nice and clean through turn one, and we're away. Everyone's through, out to things. Someone's returned the corner position markers on the trainer curves. That won't last long. Okay, field stretched out a little bit, but hopefully all still going in the right direction. Feel our way into this. Going to tune that straight away. Yeah, third might be okay through Compass. You're alright. A bit of a gap now as well, so. Yeah, not a bad start this time round. Managed to keep the lead instead of last time. We lost a place, but a new style where you can at least keep your position is got to be considered good. Balancing through that, although miles gone off at the old hairpin, run a bit wide, hopefully he keeps hold of it. He's doing our line on the inside. It's a change of position for P2. Hoopville's up with us, going to stay ahead of that yellow car. Seems to be improving his pace every lap. There's a Pollard. Okay, let's try and keep it nice and clean then. We've got 7 minutes left of the race. It goes by quickly in these quick 10-minute sprints. It's on edge, but it's fun. It really is. Oops. He's sticking with us. Take a cut for that one. Which he didn't actually give me. Very weird. I was managed to drag a cone right from the chicane down to the start finish line. Quite impressive. Traffic ahead of us, actually, by the looks of things. There's a thunder moment. Where is he? Missed him. Poopville missed him as well. Another one in the middle of the track. Okay, that one's a little bit easier to negotiate. Seb ahead of us now. Casually 100 sliding around the outside of the compass. Yeah, lots of avoidance. Yeah, I was a bit touch and go then for a moment. I thought I was actually going to collect him, but managed to avoid him. To do your initial braking to get the car slowed down, then a few more taps on the brakes to try and settle the rear end as it's sliding into there. So it's not just a simple case of pushing the brake pedal and then that's it. The speed scrubbed off there actually. On our case now. Right with us. More traffic up front. Oh. He's going to run us there. Leaning on him with the rear end. So now I still have the lead. Didn't deserve it with that run on into the chicane, but I'm still there. Someone's off on the gravel. can't mess up the chicane this time. Giving ourselves a little bit of track space as well. This should be the last lap. Shoot full throttle to get this through there. Now it's moving around a little bit more now because we're piecing that tyre up on the left rear. Just like that. One slightly slow corner. Being overly cautious to try and keep this thing on track. It goes right with us again. Just the chicane to go. Really early braking. Focus on the exit of the chicane. Still that on. There we go. Still managed to come away with the win somehow. Held on to it. One of those moments you just have to let go of the wheel. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. That sounds like it's Funky. Funky managed to survive, it's good. Let's see where he was as well, is that 15th, was it? I'll look in the leaderboard in a moment. Alright, so there we go, so that's what should we do next, I think? Well, what we might do is, because we've not had enough sideways action already, we might just move on to the Fusca next, and then we can see how we go from there. Funky. Were you aiming for me then, Funky, but missed? Oh no. Okay, I got a group of us all in the same car. Very nice. It's a close race in the end though. Between myself and Poopville. Being honest all the way through there, which is good. Good fun. Right, let's shake it up to the Fusca then, shall we? Let's do that. Then B may actually be us. So let's just we'll turn off practice because you won't need that because we're all experts in the Fusca. We'll leave it to quali and we will go up here. So many people hang on. I know one person will be. Oh no, people are dropping out. That's fine. We're still in. The Fusca is a great little thing. It's quite similar to the BMW in a way, in the fact that you have to be quite careful with the rear end and balancing the car quite a lot. Not quite sure how it's going to behave down the Craner curves because downhills aren't normally the favoured lay of the land for these things, but we'll see what happens. I might get some more people joining in. as we go, and they see that there's Fusca's on the table ready to go. It's hard to resist something like this, you know, such a masterful piece of engineering and just completely well sorted chassis and ideally balanced handling proportions. So yeah, massive draw card for everyone to come and have a go. Sure. But yeah, this thing round Bathurst is a real handful. Trying to come off the top of the mountain is, yeah, one of those things where sometimes it's not, you can't even do anything to avoid it; it'll just happen. Fukushima nuclear disaster. Okay. That might be, save that for turn 1. We're straight into qualifying. No practice this time. Alright, here we go. Obviously, a rear engine. Someone's already taken down one of the marker posts. Now it's a rear engine, rear wheel drive. Light front end. The corner curve so far, not too bad. Everyone thinks it's 15 minutes is too long for practice and qualifying, but what he doesn't know is we turn practice off and it's just straight into quali. Miles going for it ahead. Just trying to get our eye in again with this thing. Nope. It also becomes a bit of a handful when you put the brakes on when you're turning. A bit of space around us, so let's see what we can do on this first flying lap. Up and over the line then, so I wonder what kind of lap time difference is going to be between this and the BMW. It might be just a couple of seconds slower potentially. During 26s in the BMW, I might say this one might be, might say 30s. That might be what we're aiming for, but we'll soon find out. There's that familiar feeling of the rear end trying to go around on us, but we managed to save it that time, even though we did cut the inside. More bollards go flying. We might give ourselves a little bit of space because we're catching up on the guys ahead. We don't want to catch them in our flying lap because this one's not going to count anyway, so we'll just... Miles doing the same thing. F1 this, all fighting for position. Even going that slow, still managed to cut the track and then miss out. Okay, let's just go back to the. There's no qualifying. Practice. Quality for this one. Right, okay. Let's go out again. Would we start it from the back, I wonder? At this stage we might be. curious to see what Funky's pace is going to be like in this. He says he's been practicing, so expecting big things. I think Old Hairpin could be one of those corners to catch people out on this one. Ahead of us yet. Might just pull over to the inside here and get ourselves some space. There's a P3, so we might just follow him. Right, let's go see if we actually set a lap time this time without going off track. Again, just fourth and third gear really needed for this. Someone's had a moment at the Old Hairpin. Should be some more slipstream battles going on in this particular car as well. Carl is currently quickest. There's the draft down the back straight. Drag race to the line, not that it's a race just yet. Where's that fella's P4? Work to do. There's Funky. 7 minutes left. Let's try and lower that lap time. So far our quickest is a 33, so it's a little bit slower than I was expecting to be, but that's okay. And a similar-ish pace to the Mini actually. Surprisingly. And the line should be an improvement, it's 1.6 quicker, and there we go. Ourselves to the top of the timesheets all of a sudden. I definitely think I left a fair amount on the table through Sector 1 as well, so let's see if we can improve this time around. Let's spell a red gate. Flat through trainers. Big bit of opposite lock going into the old hairpin, but we held on to it. As I said, just beautifully balanced, this thing. So easy to drive. Seems to be a better lap so far. The Skoda says it's a pity MS2 doesn't have a hot Escort or Capri. Yeah, I know. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, that's a cut. We're on for a better lap as well. Fine, let's go back to the pits. Yeah, but a nice Capri or an Escort would be fun. Well, the Capri could probably go up against the RSR, or the Escort can go up against the 2002. Yeah, quite nice. Good combo. Grid filling up nicely. This is muddy. Yeah, it is. Up to 18 now. How's everyone doing lap time wise? So mild on a 32.3. We're on a 31.6. We're a bit closer to our. Oops. Oh no! Don't exit. A bit closer to our estimated lap time of a 30. So, people out on track. Let's have a look around, see how everyone's getting on. So, the top two guys are in the pits currently, surveying the grid. Michel Rock up in third. Nice, we got Garcia's in fourth, Clairvoyance up in fifth. Nicely done through the old hairpin. That time round from Garcia. There's Eric's here as well, and then the 98 car. And we're being harassed through Starkeys by the number 3422 car. It's a pretty hard number for a race car, but hey, no one else is going to have it. Oh, no, we have an off! Oh no. I'm going to save that for the race guys. Ah, there's the distressed look. Beetle. Oh no, there's cars everywhere. Oh man. Love it. Oh, big slide to the old hairpin. What's Funky doing? 137.2. And it's traditional black with red stripe. Isn't it so good to see a pack of these things coming down the Craner curves? All over the place, all arms and elbows. Driver hunched over the steering wheel, desperately trying to keep control. Ooh, that probably wasn't in the plan. Going straight on there. I don't know who that was, but... who that was at all. There's no obvious signs as to who went off then. Okay. Monkey's in the toe down the main straight there. Miles out again on track. In the same liveried car as we are, so at least if we get close together with the same colour, so there's no issues with paint swapping. Only 7/10 off at the moment. So that'll come down. Oh, it seems to be pretty quick. Well, there's a good slide into the old hairpin. Very committed. Oh, we've had a new second place guy. Garcia's come up to second there. Oh. So another one up into third. I can't quite read that. It's spinning genius, is it? Alright, so let's see if Mark can actually get back on the front row here. He's been bumped down to the second row. Just half a second covering the top four. He's got company in front of him there, so he might get a little held up, but he's had a good run to the chicane. No, he's just gone straight through the pit lane. Okay, well. A few others out on track at the moment. This is Trueface. Trueface is going for the stealth look, completely all black. Nice broadside out of the chicane. And 777 car. Across the line. No lap times just yet. Johnny be good. Up in 10th, over the top 10. Very nice. A wild moment to the final chicane. Pushing hard. Here we are, still on push laps. Anyone else is... Oh, there might be a push lap coming in here. Any lap timings? No. Hey Frank! You're getting that soon. Oh, okay, right, okay, gotcha. Oh, thanks. No, yeah, I had a bit of experience with the Vasca, so. But it is a very tricky car to drive. Frankie had 20 laps of fuel on board. I'm sure I can go sober that 1:30. Yeah, of course you can. I believe in you, Frankie. Yeah, all that weight you're carrying around, keeping the back end in check. Good effort though. Nearly made the top 10, just outside. Good though. Yeah, Douglas Garcia up in second. Spinning genius. I hope that's not an omen for the race. Let's see, how much fuel do we have in, by the way? I had 17 laps of fuel on board too. Won't need that much. Let's take a little bit out. So 12 laps. Okay, everyone's readying up. Let's go do this. Where are you starting, Frank? You're in P9. That's good. Joke. I know you've got it in you. Do it. Okay, so once again we're on the outside of the front row, heading down towards turn 1. We'll try not to do any creeping off the line this time. We'll just try and guess when the green light goes. Put on the brake. Away we go. Rubbish start. Douglas has got the jump on us. We might lose P2 as well if we're not careful. Okay, right. I'm running the car on the inside. Douglas is checked out. Nice and easy first lap. Let's get through it. sit on the bumper here a little bit. Run up the inside into coppice. For a moment that I was going to make that 3 wide, but decided better of it. Back up to second. Let's go after Douglas. It's 2 track limits of warnings in the first lap. Excellent start. Let's try and not get any more of those. What's happening behind? Spinning Genius side by side with Marl. Flat out through the craners. Pulling it back a little bit, so keep the momentum going and we'll see what we can do. Very different lines going into coppice that time. Took a very tight entrance into coppice, I believe, the road on the exit, but stayed on it. So there's 2 different ways of getting around there. Yeah, big sideways, lost a load of momentum through the chicane. Spinning Genius is back with us again. Committed to the old hairpin that time round. Some good pace from Douglas ahead though. Keeping it nice and neat. So we need to keep it nice and neat ourselves through the chicane here. Get some good exit speed. That was a bit of a crossover move, not quite expected, but nevertheless, I'll take it. I'm not quite sure where the area is. It's still on the inside. Bit of a gaggle behind us as well. Gives us space on the inside just in case. Speed off the corner. Look at that. Done. Held it through the trainers. Got a bit of an overlap this time. Oh no! Got fired off. Keep it nice and steady. Coming back on. Okay. We're back down to P3, but we're still in the race, so let's go again. happens to the guys behind? Because there's Marl. I don't know where. Oh, you have to wait for me. What's this? Nano's attack. I feel bad. So I don't know where Spinning Genius went. I didn't see if he went spinning or what happened, whether he got caught up in our little moment up into McLean's or not. It's me and Mile up in front. There he is. Oh yes, pedal clutching. I am for the way up, not for the way down. Just flipping on the way down. Died. I've got third a bit too quick. There's a bit of bum drafting down the back straight. I'll defend that. Let's see if we can cut back on the exit. Right, I'm going to go exit. Fair enough. So we've got 2 minutes left of the race. Let's see what we can do here. That's quite wide into there, but kept in the lead. Drove the sideways through the old hairpin. For the replays. Oh, there's another one of us there. I have to shift to fourth too early so we don't kill the revs. We will get one more lap in. A little tap halfway through. We've got more company as well. Onto the right, onto the left. We're stuck in the middle. Great racing. This is why we love Fast, because this is what you can do with them. Last lap. What have we got? We have a run. On the inside. I changed up to fourth too early again. I thought I was going to run out of revs halfway through, that's why I had to change up. Okay. See if we can get one more run of them on the exit of the chicane. Nope. We got a punt from the rear. There's going to be a photo finish 3 wide. Oh. Well, we ended up P3 in the end, but... Oh, wow. That was fun. Oh, I gotta love these things. Absolute chaos everywhere. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. So, I think that's pretty much us for the evening. I've got to get myself ready to go to Donington Park tomorrow. So, big thank you to everyone for joining us this evening and for coming on racing with us and also being on the chat and watching along. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun, especially the Fusca race. That was just pure madness. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. We again mentioned we won't be streaming on Saturday because we're away, so we'll be back next week sometime for some more streaming action and also hopefully with some more pre-recorded stuff as well. But either way, have yourself a wonderful Easter weekend. I hope you have a good time, enjoy spending time with your family, and we will catch you very, very soon indeed. But until then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye from me. Goodbye for now.